Hello once again, good friends. Welcome new subscribers. I'm Brian from Apex Detail. And since this video is planned to be published somewhere in and around Christmas Day, I truly want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, a happy, prosperous, healthy New Year. You guys mean a lot to me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Today we're going to put two products on the same panel and compare them a little bit, see what they look like side by side. They have similarities and differences. They are both ceramic, nano-ceramic infused waxes. Angelwax Enigma, and we have Maguire's hybrid ceramic wax. They are both carnauba waxes infused with nano-ceramics, so they both have the same idea behind them, but they both are applied differently. I will show you what they look like side by side, but first I want to explain how they work. The idea behind them. You do want to know what you're putting on your car and what they are intended to do. So let's take a couple minutes first before we take a look at these side by side on a panel, and I'll explain what the idea is behind them. Here we have two nanoceramic infused carnauba waxes. One is a liquid and is applied by spraying on, rinsing off. No touch necessary except for drying your car. The other one is in paste form, and you massage it into the paint and let it cure. We're going to put them side by side on a panel here, and we'll compare them. But first, I want to explain each product, how it's applied, and the idea behind them. We'll start with Enigma. This is a paste wax. It just simply gets massaged into the surface of your car, the clear coat, and you let it cure. I have two areas masked off on the panel here. I have a section for Maguire ceramic wax, and I have a section for Angelwax Enigma. Angelwax Enigma is applied just like any other paste wax. Simply massage it onto the surface, let it slightly haze over, buff off. I get a lot of comments when I apply in circular motions like this, bitching me out. And I just have to explain, if you're in a sterile environment, if you have clean working habits, you can apply it in triangle shapes, you can apply it in circles like this, you can apply it in square shaped patterns to make snowflakes, and it's not going to make a difference. If you're clean, you're sterile, you can apply it however you want. If you work in an environment where it comes in contact with a lot of dust, and a lot of grit, then you may have to worry about application. We now have this area protected with Angelwax Enigma wax. If we took a look at the substrate from the side, this being the panel and the clear coat, we changed it from hydrophilic, which means being able to absorb water, and clear coat is rather porous. If you look at it microscopically, it's able to absorb a little bit of moisture. We changed it from hydrophilic to hydrophobic. And of course, you all heard the term hydrophobic, and that means to repel water. And with a regular wax, this is what it looks like. These would be the wax molecules. And what I did is I took a little chunk out of here, and we're going to blow that up and take a look at it. Okay, so if we can imagine we sliced out this little cube and blew it up large enough so we could take a look at it. This would be the wax molecules. The jelly beans in here would be representing the molecules of wax. And what Enigma does is they introduce nanoceramics into the equation, and that fills in the spaces between the wax molecules. And when that is spread upon a car and you let it cure and that hardens, that then creates what's getting close to then a super hydrophobic layer on your car. And that's what these products do, guys. So the wax molecules that are filled in and surrounded by nanoceramics, and nanoceramics are nanoparticles of ceramic, which are inorganic, non-metal, and they are heat resistant. Moving on to the Maguire's hybrid ceramic wax, same principle. However, it's applied differently, and it takes on a bond to the surface of the vehicle or the substrate you're applying to in a different way, and we'll get into that. This here is the Maguire's ceramic wax area. And I have plastic around that because we will apply it as intended. And there is a science behind it. So we're going to stop right here and I'll explain that. My friends, water molecules alone have a positive and a negative charge. It's what attracts the two hydrogen molecules to the oxygen molecule. When you introduce water to this product, it starts a chemical reaction and is only then fueled by whatever pressure you have behind that water, either coming from a hose, free-flowing water, a pressure washer, and it absorbs that energy from the pressure of the water, accelerating the chemical reaction, changing that product there from hydrophilic to then hydrophobic on your panel, and you dry from there. In the first video showcasing the Maguire's hybrid ceramic wax, other than applying it the way intended, as we're going to do it right here, I also applied with a damp microfiber applicator by hand, making sure it had nice coverage. That has its advantages, disadvantages, to each their own. I like to apply it that way because I know it goes on nice and level and nice and fluid, and the panel has even coverage. However, a disadvantage is some of the energy being taken away from doing it this way, introducing more water and the pressure of the water hitting the panel itself. However, my way, you are creating static electricity rubbing back and forth, and you are introducing moisture from the applicator. It just may not be enough to get the most out of the products. So I did want to show you the correct way to apply the product. That way you have your choice. So this panel here has been washed, perfectly clean, and it's wet. So we simply spray the product on, try and get it as level, and try to get it as even as possible, I guess. As you can see here, it goes on rather quick, and I believe the chemical reaction has started already, just coming in contact with the water. However, as we go to rinse here, that pressure there is adding even more energy to the equation. And I would really like to start a nice, friendly debate down in the comments section as to which application you prefer and you think will give you the best bond and the most out of the product. And that's how it's intended to be applied to the panel. From here, grab your microfiber drying towel and dry the panel from there. As you're drying, you can feel the slickness that you'll notice wasn't there, especially if you had no protection whatsoever on the panel. So I'm going to dry this completely. We'll let both sides dry and cure for a good hour or two, and we'll come back and take a look. All right, it's pretty close to 2 hours later. I'm going to remove the masking tape. I'll bring you guys in for a look. Two different types of application. We'll see if it's changed the appearance of the surface. I'm also going to introduce water so you can check out how it has turned the surface from hydrophilic into hydrophobic. Now, the way I prefer and I use and love both products, I use the Maguire's on wheels and other surfaces. I use the Enigma on clear-coated painted surfaces. So I use both. I'll remove the tape, bring you guys in close, and I'll let you form your own opinions. Applied by hand and applied just from the pressure of water. I have two shop lights set up here, trying to give you angles of both. There's the Maguire section, and here is the Enigma section. The panel is trashed. It's in horrible shape. That's why it is now a test panel and not on somebody's car, so I apologize for that. You can see the outline of both panels. So let's introduce some water, and you can see how they are now have turned the surface of this panel hydrophobic. Right there are the two areas. Again, that was the Maguire area. That was the Enigma, Angelwax Enigma area. In the first video with the Maguires, I applied it by hand on a test panel. This time it was applied just spraying on, rinsing off, so you can see the difference. And there you go. Two products that I use in two different areas of a vehicle. Okay, before we end the video, I get a lot of questions on the length of durability. With the Angelwax Enigma, that type of ceramic wax, I see 4 to 6 months. Sometimes it goes beyond. When it comes to the Maguires, simple spray on, rinse off, I see anywhere from 2 to 4 months. And depending on your environment, it may go beyond that point as well. So there you have an idea of one type of product that has the same idea behind it. However, there are two different methods for application and two methods that it uses for bonding to the surface of your clear coat. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Again, have a safe holiday. I love you guys. Catch you in the next video.